Hello lovely people, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and this is lesson 7, Confidence in the Mindfulness for Violin Playing course. And this is a subject close to my heart. Something that I always try to instill in all my pupils is the confidence of trying new things, the confidence of playing the violin. There are quite a few of my pupils, young and old, beginners or advanced, that sometimes say to me, "Oh, I'm making so many mistakes. I can't really enjoy my playing because when I start to enjoy my playing more, the mistakes are creeping in and I forget which notes to play, or I can't play them at the right rhythm anymore." So in this lesson, I'm hoping to give you a few more tools beside the ones that you've already got, to help you gain in confidence and to hopefully to make your playing a little bit easier, so that the proportion of your notes that are right is going to increase. So in this lesson, you cannot make any mistakes. All I want you to do is practice along with me, enjoy the movements and enjoy your playing as well. So we're going to start without our instrument, and we're just going to go and check in with all the things that we have learned so far in this course, because they are the basis of where your confidence is going to come from. So let's start at the floor and let's start with your stance, and let's either stand with your feet hip width apart, and if you haven't got any socks on or shoes on, perfect. If you're ready to try playing in your socks or in your bare feet for the first time today, by all means take your shoes and socks off and let's try what that feels like. And the big advantage of playing in your socks or in your bare feet is that you can feel the floor much better through the soles of your feet, and you can perhaps feel, if you are playing on a soft carpet, how soft that carpet is. If you're standing on a hard floor just now, feel if that floor is very cold. Just experience what that feels like, your contact of your feet on the floor. So you might stand feet hip width apart, or you might step your left foot a small step forward so that you can pivot on your feet backwards and forwards, and you can feel the floor sort of rolling on the soles of your feet like that. And then we're going to work up from the floor a little bit further, and I want you to check in with your knees and just make sure that your knees are not locked, but they're nice and soft and they are bendy and movable. And as we go through this course, we will discover, if you haven't already discovered that there is movement in violin players all the time, because we don't want to be static or still. We find stillness sometimes, but in a soft body, you see. So when you've checked in with your stance, let's check in with your breath, and let's put one hand on your tummy and let's see if we can find that tummy breath again. So breathe in as deep as you can through your nose and feel your tummy expand. If you send your breath right down to your hand and you try to push your hand away, as it were, with your tummy, and breathe out through your mouth, and do that a few times so that you feel your breath is moving your stomach, your tummy, and your breath is also moving your back. And we want to find this sort of lifting motion where you send your breath down into your hand, but at the same time you feel that your torso is lifting up, and it feels almost like a reverse motion, that your stomach, your front body is coming up and you're pulling your back body down. So you get that sort of feeling. So let's try that again. Breathe in through your nose and push your hand away. And breathe out through your mouth. And feel how your whole torso is moving. And again. And you may have noticed that I'm slightly rocking forwards and backwards because I'm still checking in with my stance at the same time. So you may have noticed that we're currently putting all the skills that we have developed so far in this course, we're putting them all together. One more deep breath. Great. Now let's put your arms sideways and feel that space here, that violin playing space as I call it, right here. So you might actually move your hands forward and sideways and feel that if you're sort of taking this whole violin world into your hands like that. And this space, I think, is hugely important in violin playing. If you become aware of this space and you've got the space into your shoulders and your chest is pointing upwards, you can have much more confidence in your playing compared with when you're sort of more inward looking and more inward positioned like that. You see, so I think you've gathered by now that this is something that I am very, very passionate about. So once we've practiced our space and we have checked in with our stance and with our breath, let's get your violin and bow. And I want you to check over your bow hold, check over that your thumb is bent and your middle finger is precisely opposite your thumb. Then gently move all your fingers in position. Once you've got that bow hold, think about floating your violin in position. Place it on your shoulder, close to your earlobe, and find that big space that we had before. I don't need my fingers today, so I'm just going to hold my violin here, and I'm going to go with a big circle. I'm going to come onto the D string, drop my right shoulder, and play a couple of really nice legato bow strokes. I think that since the beginning of this course, in just 7 lessons, you've got a lot more flexibility, you've got a lot more awareness of that space, and you've got a lot more grounding because you have built up this stance from the floor upwards. So next, when you play on an open D string again, I'd like you to feel that even more and really settle into this feeling of being upright, being grounded, feeling the floor. So shall we try that again? You might even go on the G string. Let's do that. Let's go on the G string this time. Drop your shoulder, drop your elbow into the string. I suddenly noticed when I was playing and I was thinking, shall I stop already? I was just going down and move inwards again. And I'm hoping that you're beginning to feel that awareness of when these little changes happen, so you can immediately check in again. And that is where you gain a lot of confidence from, because starting to notice these things is going to vastly enhance your violin playing. Now, this is a new exercise for today. I'd like you to put your bow down in the middle now on the G string. And again, I'm doing that with a lot more space. Okay. And now I'd like you to drop this right elbow down and do it slowly so that you feel what's happening to all your muscles in your arm. And now I've crossed 4 strings to the E string. And now I'd like you to lift that arm up really, really slowly, keeping your right shoulder in its lowest position and keeping your shoulders open. just lifting that elbow up. And just go up and down a little bit like this. It doesn't matter if you make a sound. I just want you to get that awareness going of where your arm is. Down and up. And once more, go really slowly, find that movement and go down again. Okay. Now let's combine this now with our breath, shall we? So I'm going to go on the G string. I take a deep breath in first of all. And then as I drop my elbow down, I'm going to breathe out. And I'm going to breathe in again as my elbow comes up. And out as I go down. I'll do that a few more times. In. And out. And in. And out. And I don't know about you, but I feel that everything is starting to move. And everything is starting to move with my breath. In and out and up and down. I'm even sort of slightly pivoting on my feet here. And that way, you know that you're never stiff when you play. You're always in movement. And that is something that you gain a lot of confidence from, because you know that even though you move in everyday life, don't you? When you walk along the street or when you wait for a bus, nobody's standing stock still like that. Everyone's always moving. And that is good for our body to be moving. Let's now put these bow strokes together. Let's play 2 bow strokes on the G string, 2 bow strokes on the D string, 2 bow strokes on the A string, 2 bow strokes on the E string, and then we'll go back towards a G again. So breathe in and breathe out as you bow, down and up. Now breathe out as you go to the D string, so drop your right shoulder down and your right elbow down. Drop your elbow down, breathe out. Drop your elbow in its lowest position. Now move your elbow up slightly. And up again. And 2 Gs. And I'm thinking that these might well be the nicest set of bow strokes that you've done in a long time, because you were totally relaxed. You were building from the ground upwards and you were really nice and breathing in line with your bowing. So really well done, and thank you very much for joining me in this lesson. If you've got any comments or questions, please use the comment section down below. And I very much look forward to seeing you in our next lesson, where we're going to do some crazy experiments. So make sure you don't miss it. See you soon.